So Dr. Dawson shows me how to get my stuff under control. He gives me the blueprint, and I go home. And even after losing my mom to the same exact situation that I'm struggling with, even after having the scare with the stroke and all that, I still get off the diet. I still don't exercise properly, right? So in May, my body was like, all right, you playing around? May, I took my blood pressure, and once again, it was 230 over 130, 220 over 130 again. Walking stroke range. All right, this is in May. So in September of 2014, I spend a week with SPI. I spend a week, almost 10 days with SPI out in LA. At the crib, just SPI, the kids, and me. Alright? And when I tell you my man saved my life again, because the way that SPI was on it as far as the diet and the exercise that he was going through. And also, he's on this challenge. He's on this 55-day health challenge. All right? Taking specific supplements during this health challenge. All right? Taking before pictures and after pictures at the end of the 55-day challenge. And doing diet, exercise, and taking the supplements. And at the end of the challenge, he gonna be a whole new man. I already know it because he already getting cut. I'm there the whole week. I was back doing push-ups again, doing sit-ups. I'm competitive. Like, it's nothing. We can get it. I'm an athlete anyway. Right? So, I mean, this is uncommon for me, for my body to be reacting like this anyway. So, I mean, that was just the motivation I needed. And on top of that, I jump on the challenge. And when I tell you, I documented it. All right? So, from the time I took the first video back in May, and then from the time when I started the challenge with SPI, I'm daily taking my blood pressure and taking my weight. And when I'm here to tell you that diet, the challenge that SPI was on, when I say diet, I'm talking about the blueprint that was given to me through the Voice in the Wilderness mission from Dr. Dawson. And plus the challenge that SPI is on and the motivation and inspiration that SPI gave me. From that point, starting in October to this day, once I jumped on the challenge, my blood pressure is beautiful. And I lost over 20 pounds. So, second time he saved my life. And you know me, the lifeguard. You know me, Dr. Lifeguard PhD. Anytime somebody saved my life, I gotta take that same resource and save somebody else's life. So, I say to you, and I say to anybody listening, if you having health challenges, if you having issues with high blood pressure, I mean, I have put together what I call a 3% Access Network. The 3% Access Network. See, this whole story has been about giving people access. But if you want access, you got to get access to the top 3%. Because that's where it's at. That's where the freedom's at. That's where the liberty is at. That's where the ownership is at. The top 3% income earners. I mean, it don't make sense talking to your broke cousins. I mean, they make the same money as you. And any person with financial literacy will tell you, if you take your average circle of people who you bump into on a day-to-day basis, and you take 5 of them, and you average the income, they all gonna make the same thing you make. And everybody who's in financial literacy that I know, they'll break that down to you, and it's true. Take the average people you hang out with, multiply it by 5 and divide the average, and you're gonna get your income. So how can regular, ordinary, everyday people who good people and deserve to be able to live, how do they get and rise above those circumstances? By having access to the top 3%. And because my life was saved twice, the next 20 years, I'm building the most official 3% access network on the planet. And I'm giving it to you. Starting with the SPI challenge. Because of what we're going through right now,